really enjoy how supportive the company's been with my personal growth. I've worked for the company for coming up for 12 years, and through that time they've always seen what my potential is, and they've supported me to step up into different stages of my career at the right time. I think sometimes I've thought I was ready for something when I needed to be supported a bit more with my different skills, and then when the time's been right, I've then been moved up into the next stage of my career, and then that's the point where I've realised, I did need maybe that bit more time or a bit more support, and it's just making sure that you're ready for it. And I've enjoyed being with the company because of them reasons. I'm being supported at the minute to engage with the team leader level 3 qualification through the leadership and management apprenticeship pathway, and that's just helping me learn some more skills and making sure that I'm ready for the next steps. Being a band 7 gives me opportunity to support at a higher level, so I'm involved with different steering groups and working parties to support change within the occupational therapy service from a higher level, and that influences then the changes down to the hospital or ward levels. Some of the challenges I face as occupational therapists is probably the fact that we're not very good at advocating what we do and people understanding truly our role. I think people understand it and people want to understand it, but it's our job to advocate for what we do and express what we do. And then I think other challenges that we've faced, particularly through the pandemic, people being challenged to think more outside of the box, I guess. There's been lots of barriers and limitations to what we can do, because normally OTs are quite good at being creative and lots of community focus and supporting people to get back out into the community, and that's been limited during the pandemic. I receive regular supervisions. We can have them if we want every month, or up to sort of 8 weeks period in between supervisions, and that follows a really good structure. We look at the core pillars which the Royal College of Occupational Therapists use, and that supports our supervision process, so that it's really structured and meaningful. It's not just sitting and having a chat. We can do that regularly. I have weekly phone calls with my line manager to have sort of our weekly chats, but the supervisions are more structured. And we also have the annual appraisal process, which allows us to put together personal development plans, thinking about where we're wanting to go, what steps next for us, and then reflecting on what we'd like to be better at and how we'd like to grow. Cygnet's been really supportive with me returning to work on a part-time basis, following having my child, and I've been focusing at the moment on my band 7 head occupational therapist role, but I definitely want to progress, and I think next for me is when I return into a more full-time position, thinking about that next step, possibly into clinical lead OT roles, regional OT roles, and just taking that next step up again, because I really enjoy the process of being involved with service development and innovation. So and I also really enjoy supporting other OTs, and that gives me more opportunity to do that.